Very good, my pet. That should distract those farmers for quite a while. An intruder! Quick, Dolor, kill them at once!
Dark moons, a Daedra. Oh, Raz hates those things. Raz knew something was sour in Sweet Maryvale. Well, at least we know what happened to the missing farmhands. But why does a Daedra care about moon sugar? Then it is likely this mage must have summoned the Daedra. Wouldn't be too surprising if he was behind the missing moon sugar as well. Raz was able to question Jadathol, while you dealt with our large friend over there. Our neighbor has also lost moon sugar this season, yet has seen no thieves. Let us return to Mother's farm, and examine her storage cellar. If Mazum and Jadathol have been robbed, then Mother is likely the next target. And with luck, her cellar will show evidence of the theft. Despite Mizum and Jadathol's vigilance, the thieves we seek were never seen. Raz means to discover just how this is possible. If Mazum and Jadathol have been robbed, then Mother is likely the next target.
There they are! Moons be praised. Thank you both. Because of your help, this one's family is safe.
Raz is so pleased to see you and your daughters unharmed. All 3 of your daughters.
Yes, Raz. And all 3 of us have been talking quite a bit about you.
Specifically how you seem to have made certain promises to all of us.
Do you remember, Razamdar? Oh, this one will love you forever. This one will come back for you soon. This one only has eyes for you.
What? Raz, is this true?
Now, Raz can explain everything.
Jadathol was curious as to why his daughters were so distraught when Raz first left. Now this one starts to paint the picture, yes?
You should head to Mother's cellar, while Raz clears up this, misunderstanding. You must understand, this was many years ago. And Raz now has the maturity to admit that he was, in his youth, a complete and utter muscars at times. In his defense, however, Raz did plan to choose but one daughter to woo. Eventually. Yes, well, this was only a short time before Raz left Maryvale, and as he had no intention of ever returning to this town, he did not see the harm in making certain promises. Promises he had no plans to keep, of course. Oh, Raz has talked his way out of stickier situations than this. Have no worries. For now, you should head to Mother's cellar. This one will try to meet you there as soon as he is able. You should head to Mother's cellar.
It might be best if you leave now, Rook. You played no part in this vagrant's betrayal.
Ugh, I don't know what I ever saw on Roz. I mean, just look at his stupid hair. I can't believe he kept it that way.
If Raz hadn't just rescued my entire family, I'd have ripped the lungs out of his chest. Even so, he's certainly not leaving here unscathed.
Let us search for signs of thievery. And if Roz's family decides to poke their snouts in, ignore them. The less attention we give, the quicker they will leave. Raz used to come down here all the time. It was one of the few places he could hear himself think. This one even taught himself to play the lute. Mother never did like the sound of music. It reminded her of father too much. Father left before Axargo was born, when this one was just a cub. So there's not much to speak of. But father, he played the lute very beautifully. This Raz remembers. Raz sees nothing out of the ordinary.
This is where you search for the farmhands? Our cellar? What? Are they hiding in the walls?
Raz used to come down here all the time.
Axargo usually isn't allowed in the cellar. The moon sugar is too tasty to resist.
Kidea won't have you two mucking about her stores, you hear? There is enough to do with so many farmhands missing. What are you even doing down here? Missing moon sugar? Well, it is true that Kidea has not inspected her stock these past few days. Too much has been going on. Do you believe someone is stealing from us? Dark moons. Kidea had no idea. Then you must continue your search. See if Kidea is also a victim of this heinous crime. And if you find any thieves, show them no mercy.
No clues to be found here, it seems. That is a rather ornate tapestry for the cellar. Mother, did you hang this?
What? No, of course not. Who would Mother be trying to impress? The cellar rats?
Mother would never hang a tapestry like that in her cellar. Of this Raz is certain. Best for us to examine it.
Kidea will admit that tapestry is rather suspicious. Best if you investigate, yes?
Axargo has never seen that tapestry before.
A secret passage, eh? Raz thought he felt a draft in here. This must be how the thieves could steal the moon sugar without being spotted. They tunnel directly into the storage cellars of the farms. If it wasn't highly illegal, Raz would be impressed. They are organized, that's for sure. They terrorize farmers with Daedra and missing farmhands, all to distract them from their missing moon sugar. And stolen moon sugar means only one thing. Skooma. The prize all criminal organizations hope to achieve by processing moon sugar. Raz thinks it's about time we confront these unwelcome thieves. Let them know just what Merivale thinks of skooma smugglers. Best prepare yourself, Five Claw. Whatever is on the other side of this tunnel is unlikely to be particularly welcoming.
How could Kidea have been so blind? You and Razum will go into the tunnel, yes? Find whoever has been stealing our moon sugar and make sure they never do so again.
Has that tunnel always been there?
Just as Raz suspected. These caverns extend below the entire valley. Farmers used them to store tools and equipment before there was a series of cave-ins. They've been abandoned for decades. Raz was thinking the same thing. Given the size of these caverns, the thieves could have quite a large operation. Best if we move ahead quickly and see what we can find.
Well, look who we got here. Intruders. Oh, you're going to get in trouble. Why, you certainly have a lot of eyes. And they're different colors, too. Fancy that. Would you mind untying me? Itchy, and I just can't scratch. Don't know why Sivas tied me up. He's a mean mage. I'm a smuggler. I'm smuggling. Well, at the moment I'm tied up, obviously. We're making skooma, see? Lots of skooma. Only I tripped into a barrel. Clumsy me. And now I am feeling so good. Besides the itching, of course. And Sivas tying me up. Boss man! man. He does all sorts of nasty things. Summons Daedra, steals from the kitty farmers, ties me up. You should give him a talking to. He's down in the caverns somewhere. Oh, he'll be mad that you're here, though. Really, really mad. Perhaps, if you would be so kind, you could get me more skooma while you're down there. We have a lot. And the colors are starting to fade. I really, really don't want them to, but they are.
A skooma rig operated by a Daedra summoning mage. This one thinks we need to put an end to this. And Raz isn't even wearing his fancy leathers. The cave's branch here. You should follow the corridor, while Raz takes this side passage. We'll meet up farther ahead.
Think I left Cyrodiil for a few pieces of gold? We need to double our production. Time for stealth and subterfuge is ending. Soon we will launch a raid on the farms.
We should throw dice for gold.
Patience, Tintin. Patience. We'll find the one who killed your brother and we are alive.
There you are, Five Claw. Time to put an end to this skooma operation, yes? A skooma rig operated by a Daedra summoning mage.
So you're the one interfering in my operation. You'll pay dearly for that.
Now's our chance to end this, once and for all. Weak work, Five Claw. Now, let's head back to Mother's farm.
Razum is smug. Well, smugger than usual. And this one can only assume that means that you have solved our problem. Perhaps Kidea's eldest son is good for something after all.
Ugh, Raxargo lost his grapes. Best to watch where you step, yes?
Quite the investigation, yes? We infiltrated a heavily patrolled farmstead, saved 3 beautiful damsels, and dismantled the skooma operation. All in all, not a bad day's work. Ah, yes. Mother's docile screeching can lull Raz to sleep. Now, this one suspects that Mother would try to cheat you if you ask her for payment. So here, a reward from Raz's own pockets. Aren't you a lucky one?
Seems you're good for something, at least.
Good for something. Raz took down an entire skooma operation for Jode's sake.
Razumdar, sir, I have an urgent message for you from Queen Irene.
A message for us? Ah! Who would waste the paper on him?
Roxargo, shush! Queen Irene? Razum, what is he talking about?
Raz's next assignment. It seems this one's vacation is over, Mother.
Already? But you only just arrived.
Well, Raz could stay for one last meal before he departs.
And letters? Will you write us letters?
Doesn't Raz always?
Don't mind me. Soon as Razumdar is ready to leave, I'll be out of your hair.
Seems that duty calls, thank the moons. Raz does not know if he would have survived another day with his oh-so-beloved family. Still, he can at least stay for one more meal. This may come as a surprise, Fiveclaw, but Raz has never been particularly fond of small-town life. The first opportunity this one had to leave, he took it. He still remembers that day, and is very thankful for it. Let's just say that it involved a certain high elf noble seeking adventure, 3 bottles of whiskey, and a small fire. Well, a large fire, but it was quickly contained. Irene certainly wasn't a queen back then, but Raz speaks too much, no? Perhaps he will tell you the tale another time, when there is far more wine and far fewer mothers about.
Kidea did not think Razum would be leaving so soon. But it seems he has important matters to attend to. Who is Kidea to deny the High Elf Queen? This one wonders, what exactly does her son do for the Queen? Yes, perhaps it is time to stop assuming the worst of this one's rascal. Easy as that may be, Kidea will cook a nice dinner for her family tonight. Some fresh salmon sprinkled with moon sugar, perhaps. Just the way Razum likes it.
Roxargo never gets letters from tiny elves. Why does brother get to have all the fun? Roxargo...
Kidea did not think Razum would be leaving.
Seems that duty calls, thank the moons. Raz...
Majadi wonders what kind of kashit Razandar might be interested in. Perhaps pretty young ladies with glossy black fur and sparkling green eyes. Oh, if only that were true.
What a shame that Man and Mer often hesitate to try moon sugar. Just one taste is all that's needed to see what a delightful treat it can be. The lizards, well, this one thinks that they don't have the palate for such things.
I was quite popular in Rimmon, you know. There was always demand for every painting I created. Always patrons wanting more and more. That's why I came here. To get away from it all. No more requests, no more noise. Just the quiet countryside.
You know, Minshok could have left it all behind. He could have had grand adventures, traveling to moons nowhere, doing moons know what. But he decided to be a good son and take over the family farm. Look where that got him.
J'ai light my path through this madness. Jarl, spare a kindness for a priest of 2 moons? Hadoras is at the end of his rope, dangling by the scruff. This one returns from warning the speaker of the Main of a dire prophecy, only to find his fellow priests speaking little sense and doing even less, raving and rambling about our Moon Bishop's visions and growing more demented by the moment. She tells the priests to burn our moon sugar, so they do. She tells them to smear cheese upon the walls, so they do. She tells them to douse the temple fires with their tongues, so they do. I fear someone will die if this continues. Bright moons shine upon you, Walker. This one pursued his friend, Zarga, before you arrived. The fool chases a beast's young with a butterfly net, and woe unto him when their mother follows the commotion. Please, find Zarga before he is eaten. Since she was very young, her eyes have always been as bright as Joan and Jode. She has never led us astray. It's why she's Moon Bishop. But all this madness, something is not right. She foresaw the return of the dragons with a frightening clarity. I went to warn Lord Garesh Ri on this dire prophecy, so it might reach the Main's ears. But I arrived too late. The dragons had already come. 2 moons at Tenmar is Hadaras's temple, a venerable house of Joan and Jode, a place of worship and wisdom, reduced to a den of fools chasing our Moon Bishop's fevered dreams. They don't question her visions. No matter how absurd the task, they leap at it with zeal. When I asked why they would do such things, they look at me as if I am the one who is crazy. A powerful and insidious spell to turn the whole temple on its head. But at least a spell may be broken. It's a small comfort to hope that their minds may not be truly lost. I last saw him run after the beasts into the wilderness to the west. I hoped he would not follow them into their den, but I would be a fool to believe that now. Bright moons shine upon you, Walker. This one pursued his friend, Zarga, before you arrived.
one has you now, pretty butterfly. Such pretty colors leaking out.
Ho-ho! You smashed that as flat as a flapjack! But who said you could play with my toys? My new playmate. Glad to find someone with their wits still about them. Too many crazies around here. I mean, what self-respecting person goes around chasing butterflies with a net? Everybody knows you use a hammer. I'm a cat. I thought that bit was obvious. Unless I'm not a cat. Meow? Meow. Nope, cat. Maybe you're not as sharp as I thought. Attack that's seen one too many backsides, huh? Bad for you, worse for them! The priest, silly! You really are clueless, aren't you, plaything? How are you gonna win the game if you can't even find the pieces? Am I gonna have to dangle every answer in front of you like cheese-stuffed mice hanging by their entrails? Ah, that's more like it. Maybe there's hope for you after all. Now hurry your heroic hiney to my playground, or it's gonna be the blind leading the blind out there. Ha ha! Toodles! Can't a fella lick himself in peace? Off with ya! Keep your eye on the prize.
Stop this madness. Why can't you see reason?
Seeing is the problem, Adoras. That's why we need it.
Maybe we don't need it. This one's claws are sharp. Pop, pop, and we're all saved.
No, it must be the fork. It won't work otherwise.
If dragons can be blinded with forks in our eyes, perhaps if we sink them further, we can dig out the dragon's brains as well.
Adoras says we are on a fool's errand. If we were all so blind, we would need no forks at all.
Ah, Jarl, you are safe. I hope the same may be said about Sarga. Moons, I pray he does not get any other ideas. Hadoras has his hands full as it is. He found these ones searching for a fork to put out their eyes. The Moon Bishop told them that if they blind themselves, they would remain hidden from the dragon's sight. Not just any fork. A two-tined iron fork smelling ever so slightly of roast beef. Please, help me keep them from finding this smelly thing. This one smells meat wafting on the wind. It is not an odor he would call beefy, but he thinks it may be the trail they were following. Hadoras will keep his eyes on these ones, so they may keep their eyes. Because they are insane. Only a sugar tooth would believe putting out their own eyes would blind the dragon, and even they would have the sense not to do it unless it got them more skooma. I count my blessings that not just any fork will do. And then take every fork to be found and pitch them off a cliff. This one doesn't care so long as it keeps these fools from doing themselves harm. You did? What did he... Wait, why didn't you stop him? Dark moons. What sort of childish sorcerer drives clergy to chase after wild beasts and put out their eyes? We must stop this sick puppeteer. But this one can't just leave these fools to their own devices. Find the fork, then we'll give chase. This one smells meat wafting on the wind. It is...
If dragons can be blind... Ah!
It is most fragrant.
If this one must talk in circles with lunatics much longer, he too will go mad. Did you find any offending forks at the campground? Khajiit gets all goose-pimply in the hackles just touching it. Hadoras fears things are even worse than he imagined. This fork reeks of more than beef. It stinks of oblivion. There is no denying it now. Our temple is caught in the claws of the skooma cat. He must be responsible for our moon bishop's strange visions. But how he spread his madness to the priests, I cannot fathom it. Shegorath, or Sheogorath to some, the crook-tailed son of Anur and Fadomai, born before the moons and stars. He speaks from across the lunar lattice through the distilled moon sugar called skooma. But you said you saw him, in the flesh. An Alfik? The skooma cat should not be able to cross the lunar lattice. If he walks among us, then Joan and Jode must truly be out of alignment. We must check on the temple. Please, you go ahead to the temple. Find our moon bishop. Keep her from spreading any more of this madness. Hadoras will meet you there, once he leads these ones to safety without them straying toward any other foolishness. This one isn't sure. The mere touch of it makes him want to spit fur, but he must keep it out of the hands of others. Perhaps he will bury it under the squatting sands where it belongs. It is the least that this one can do to keep his kin from teetering off the edge of insanity. Hadoras will be all right. No amount of lingering beef stink will lure this one into putting it into his mouth. Or anywhere else for that matter. Before there were the moons, or the world, there were Anur and Fadomai. From their union, all the god cats came, including the one Khajiit known as Shegorath, the crook-tailed cat who shares his madness with Sugartooths through skooma. Hadoras does not smell the sick sweetness of the drug upon them. Terrible as it is, the fleeting skooma dreams would be preferable to this all-consuming madness. On this side of the lattice, it seems Shegorath needs no sugar to share his lunacy. The lunar lattice, formed by Joan and Jode's light, separates Nirni from the other god cats, and protects her children from the ones who would do us harm. Normally, Shegorath could only send his mad thoughts across through the perverted moon sugar. Saizensa, bright as the moons and just as beautiful. One look, and you could tell that Joan and Jode shone their light upon her, and the path forward would be lit by the reflection in her eyes. When she spoke, one would be wise to listen. Not so now. If there is anyone within 2 moons at Tenmar who could see truth through this madness, it would be her. But her eyes are clouded by the skooma cat's visions. I fear there will be no reaching her while he toys with us.
If dragons can be blinded with...
Please, you go ahead to the temple. Fine?
Oh, my ears are burning hotter than Dagon's backside! Come on, give him a scratch, would you? I see you met Forky. Been talking about me again, hasn't it? Such a gossip, that one. But you can hear the ocean if you stick it in your ears. Give it a try. Doing what? The purring? I don't know. Just happens at the darndest times. Smelling a bowl of cream, laying eyes on a plump ball of yarn, licking me... Oh, wait. I feel a grooming coming on. Who's trying? Oh, sure, you've kept a handful all boring and breathing. But we've been having a right riot in the temple. You ever hear cats always land on their feet? Turns out, it's true. Of course, their feet wind up by their ears, but why split hairs, eh? Stop! Stop! We're just getting to the best part. I think they're really getting the hang of it. Last one got one good bouncing before he spit like a ripe tomato. Oh, I think the Moon Bishop's giving it a go. Don't want to miss that! Best hurry.
Please, you go ahead to the temple.
Yes, Zenza, show us the way.
Walker, you arrive at the perfect moment. You will witness our salvation. Moon Bishop Cisenza said we must ascend with Canarthi to escape the dragons. True cats will reach the sands behind the stars by stepping between the two moons. We have not found the path yet, but now our prophet will show us the way. Oh, have faith. Joan and Joan have shone like beacons for the Moon Bishop. She will lead us all to salvation, and you can join us, Walker. Show us the way, Moon Bishop. Step out into Canarthi's arms and reach the stars.
It is so high. Canarthi, please lend this one your wings. Cisenza should see where to step. Her vision showed it true, but she cannot see it now. No, this one sees by the light of the two moons. These are not fevered sugar dreams. She saw the dragon spring from the mouth of the world and swallow the moon. She saw her temple turn to ash. She must act before it is too late. Cisenza tried to save them. She sees so much that she is blinded. What is the truth? What are the lies? She can't tell what is real. Yes, I need to sit down. Gather my thoughts.
Oh, no you don't. Get your paws off my favorite painting. Oh, look at you, running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Nothing beats a chicken without a noggin. Believe me, I've tried. You came awfully close to spoiling me fun, though. I like my fun. Why? So you can keep hogging all the toys? No, no, no. These are mine. I licked them. How much more marking do I have to do? Alone? Who wants to be alone? Trapped in their own head until all the life and joy of the world leaks out and leaves an ugly grey corpse. They're better off in my company, sure. Suppose I could let them go, if you'd rather be my plaything instead. Then I whisk you home to where the real fun is. Oh, I haven't hosted company since 1:30. Ah, you'll love what I've done with the place. It'll be like you never left. Have you there in 2 shakes of a grand mal fit. So, what do you say? Come on, plaything! The game's a face!
Sacred moons, I don't know what to do with your warning. Why won't you guide me when I need you now more than ever? I must see. Sacred sugar, uncloud my eyes.
Oh, how the moons twinkle in those glassy eyes. You want to stare off into space and time? I'll show you the future, past and present! There you go, trying to play with my toys again. Well, I've had enough sharing. Wait your turn, plaything. There'll be plenty of time for me to chase you around this little maze after I've finished me snack. All these games work up an appetite. Is that cream? Oh, I could go for some fatty bovine discharge right now. Why'd you go and bring it to me in a cup? Cats don't have thumbs. Well, most cats. Why don't I have thumbs? Hold on to that while I grow thumbs. This may take a bit. Cream. Oh, I haven't had cream since I made Otar cry over it.
No! Come back! Senza could almost see it. We burn our hair and lay scorched before the dragons. But what then? What then? But the dragons came. Sisenza saw it. They will burn her temple, burn us all, if she doesn't see the path. It feels familiar, like this one has done this before. Is this the future vision, or the vision future? She cannot tell anymore. Help this one, please. Show her. Show.
Hey! I just messed that up! Can't leave a good mess unattended for 1 minute before some hero comes to clean it up! Go tidy your own drawers!
I have seen it! I have seen the way forward! John and Jode have shown me how we may protect our temple!
Bless your eyes, Moon Bishop. What must we do?
We must create an anchor beneath two moons to hold our temple between two moons!
Apologies, Moon Bishop. This one does not see.
They'll see clear enough once the anchor's built.
The anchor will let you all see as I do. All will become clear soon.
Think you're the cream of the crop, eh? Well, you won't be filling my head with daydreams of sweet cow squeezings this time. I lapped up every last drop. Now what are you gonna do with all that dry toast, eh? Cheese on toast? That's just crazy talk. Next you'll be trying to make toast with the cheese already on it. Off with your cheese and toast madness. Loony. Think you're the cream of the crop, eh? Well, you won't be filling my head with daydreams of... Hey, careful with that! What poor fool could entertain their court if they lost their head? Between you and me, a wise fool keeps a few spares. You can borrow that one if it'll get you out of my fur. I'm not using it right now. Think you're the cream of the croup, eh? Well, you won't be feeling yarn. So soft and bouncy. Just makes me want to bat it around like a newborn babe. No! You're trying to distract me again. Well, I'm not having it! No! Wait, yes! Keep dangling those luxurious ropey threads in my face and you'll find my claws in yours! Off with you! Yarn! Look at it come apart, sure.
Sizenza has seen you at her temple, faithful. She hopes you will help her with this anchor and save it from the dragons. Yes, to buoy our temple through this storm. Joan and Jode have shown it to me, and through it, their light will guide us all to salvation. It will hold open a tiny gap in the lunar lattice, so our temple might slip between the moon's shadows. Nestled between Joan and Jode, we will surely be safe from the dragons. We will tuck it away beneath our temple to hold us firm through these troubled times. Come, I will show you, and we can begin. Ah!
Would you rabbit? I was batting her thoughts into a glorious tango before you came along. Now I'm gonna have to start again. enough cat and mouse for one day, plaything. It was me the whole time! Are you surprised? I was surprised. All right, yeah, so I did. But then I thought it'd be more fun to just keep you both. I was half right. You're a little too good as a plaything. It's not fair if you're always winning. That's the best part of playing games with lunatics. They're always changing the rules. You'd get it if you just let me whack you on the noggin a few hundred times. No? Well, game's over. Off with you now. Look at you, making demands. In my games. In my realm. All right. One last impossible challenge for you then. How's that for sporting? Say my name 3 times backwards. Oh, you took the words right out of me mouth. Next you'll be plucking me teeth for a new princely smile. Well, you can't have him. I need him to bite Haskill. Take a bite out of the anchor instead, would you? Well, go on and eat it. The smell is making me crazy. Farewell, cheese of my dreams. Out you go, before Haskill sees the mess you've made. Neither of us wants to hear that.
Escape this nightmare! Quickly! Haduras, what have I done?
It was not you, Saizenza. It was the skooma cat that brought these misfortunes.
Walker, this one remembers you from her dreams. Your face, your voice. 2 moons guiding her through the fog. Saizenza cannot repay you enough for this. Saizenza is to blame. The skooma cat would have never caused this chaos, if not for her weakness. She led her clouder astray, and too many of her disciples had to pay the price. As Moon Bishop, it was Saizenza's duty to protect her temple. But when the time came, she could do nothing without Joan and Jode to show her the way. When the visions did not come, she tried to bring them with the sacred sugar. She is no leader. It is not for her to decide. If Khajiit lost their faith in her, she would not be surprised. This one will beg forgiveness for her failings and accept the will of her clouder. She was too reliant on her gifts, and a leader must be more than a prophet. For the moment, it is all this one can do to try and restore peace and order to her temple. Then will come the true test. She knows the dragons will come to 2 moons, and her Clouder must be prepared. Dragons. So many of them, erupting from the mouth of the world. The skies becoming choked with flame, and cinders raining down on our sands as one of the great creatures devours the moons. Much in my visions is symbolic, but this was so vivid. This one only barely recalls things she saw in the haze, but the image of a man with 2 heads climbing the stars to hold the moons in darkness sticks with her. It is fit for the dreams of the skooma cat, but Saizenza fears there is some truth to it. Moon sugar, refined into a potent liquid, skooma. It is a dangerous thing, abused by Sugartooth, who cannot resist its spell. But it is also a gift of the moons. There are ceremonies where the sacred sugar is used. I thought they could help me. Those who drink and smoke the sacred sugar experience things. During our ceremonies, these things are seen as a premonition or message from the twin moons. But it was the skooma cat that came to me instead. I should have. He has always been the skooma cat. Since Fadomai gave him life and purpose, you may call him Sheogorath, and we Shegorath, but the truth is, he is both. He and his litter mates are cats whose coats are what they want us to see. For the moment, it is all this one can do to try and restore peace and order to her temple. Then will come the truth.
Sharp Claw, Hadoras is glad to see you kept your wits about you. This one thought he too would lose his mind while keeping the priests from getting into trouble. It was like trying to... After you scared 8 lives from Hadoras jumping through that portal, he convinced his fellow priests to keep within the temple grounds and do nothing too crazy. With a rousing game of Saizenza says. She was not here to contradict Hadoras's white lies, so his foolish fellows were eager to do his bidding. Khajiit did nothing untoward with this newfound authority. We must tend to those who were harmed by the skooma cat's mischief and offer prayers to the moons for those who were tricked out of their lives. I fear, though, that our troubles have just begun. Saizenza's prophecy about the dragons was no deception of the skooma cat, and her prediction that they will swallow Jon and Jode weighs upon this temple and all our realm. We look to our moon bishop for answers, but none are to be found. Khajiit have always followed her without question, but now knowing that her vision may become as clouded as the dark moons, that faith is shaken. Hadoras thinks we must see for ourselves from now on, and not put the burden entirely on our moon bishop. Sharp claw. Hadoras is glad to see.
Why is it Haduras speaks for the Moon Bishop? He did not listen when she said we must blind ourselves. Was it a test? Was Tahari blind to begin with?
Rada could not find the fork, but he did not need it after all. He looked into the sun and found the darkness. Now they will not find him.
Did our Moon Bishop find the path? Rilasu saw her vanish, but Cisenza did not show her the path. Why did she leave us behind? Rilasu would have followed. This one should have jumped. Why didn't she? She was to be saved.
Shh. You were wiser not to follow Cisenza. Those who did were the only ones to suffer.